Assalamualaikum and hi to all. So my name is Arif and I will demonstrate the software testing project. So the title of the website that we will test is UTHM Student Event Management System, or ProVietly, or acronym is the USEM. So without further ado, we just go to the project instruction. So inside the project instruction, so the important things that we need to refer inside this document is the documents project instruction, the documents description and description. So there is four document that we need to see or observe. So the first one is test basis. The description is Software Requirement Specification, or SRS. Next is System Exploration, Video Recording. I think this is the video of the system. So next document is the template or for the test design specification and test case specification. And next, the test object is UTHM Students Event Management System, or the USEM. So inside the test object, there is three users because it provides three different links in here. So the first one is for the student, next is for the organizer, and the last one is for the admin or coordinator. So for the system user, for the student and organizer, the tester can create the new students and organizer, so can sign up the new account. Okay, next for the administrator, there are 5 users. The first one is pegawai belia dan sukan kanan. Next is pengarah pusat sukan universiti, bendahari, timbalan naib chancellor, al-ehwal pelajar dan alumni. And the last one is unit pentadbiran dan kewangan. So it provide their own username and password. So this is only for the administrator. You need to insert the username and password that given inside this document. So next, without further ado, I think let's go to the TDS, or test design specification. Oh no, I think go to the SRS first. So inside the software requirement specification for the UTHM Student Event Management System, or USEM, we will given the USEM SRS version 1.1.0. So I think next we go through to this SRS. So we go to the content. So there is introduction, purpose, scope, definition, acronym, abbreviation, reference, overview for the first chapter. Next, the second chapter is specific requirement. So there is functional requirement. So from this content, as we can see, there are seven use case inside the USEM, and the last one is requirement definition, or RTM, requirement traceability matrix. So actually from this, for this project, we just need to go through 3 use case. First 3 use case, which is login, register user, and manage event application. So let's go to the login. So from this one, as we can see, the use case ID is UC001. The use case name is login. Features is the USEM REQ100 login. So the actor is USEM users. So all of the users will use this use case. So for the student, organizer, and admin. So inside this, there is normal flow, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 alternative flow. The first alternative flow is wrong credential information. Next, the alternative flow for the wrong credential information more than 3 times. After that, alternative flow for the forget username. And the last one is the alternative flow for the forgot password. So actually, the sentence inside the flow, we can see we can set as the expected result in the test case specification. As we can see, when the user insert correct username and password, this will be the input on the input section inside the test case specification, and the expected result is the system validate whether the username and password are correct. So this one will be the expected result, and the actual result is the real or the what the user get, the result from the observation, the execution, sorry, execution of this website. So actually, from the SRS also we can get the test condition. So from this normal flow, as you can see, there is username and password. So actually, valid username will be the test condition, and valid password also will be the test condition, the other test condition. Also, click sign in button also can also become the test condition. Actually, this is a vice versa to have the valid and invalid username, and for the password also we can have the valid password and invalid password. For the invalid password and username is used for the alternative flow. As we can see, this is the purpose for the wrong credential information. So this is for the login. So next is the register user use case with the use case ID UC200. Use case name registers user, and the actor is for the student and organizer. So there is only two users that use this use case, that related with this use case, the user and organizer. So for this use case, there is one normal flow and one alternative flow for the existing user. So when the user exists, the system will display a message to inform the user already exists in the system. So this will be the expected result for the test case. Okay, next, the last use case, which is manage event application. So the use case ID is UC300, and use case name is manage event application, and the actor or the user is for the organizer and coordinator or admin. Actually, so for the student, the user just can survey or just serve the event that will be held by the organizer. Organizer will create the event, and coordinator will accept or reject the event, and user can see the event or can oversee to join the event. Okay, so there is one normal flow, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 alternative flow for the managed event application. So I think for the SRS there is only 3 use case that we have utilized or we need to execute inside this project. So I think let's go to the test design specification. So this is the test design specification. So I think let's go to the table of content. So the first one is the introduction. Inside the introduction there is purpose. So the purpose of TDS is identify the cover test item. And next is enhancing the test approach outlined in the test plan, defining the source of the information utilized in plan preparation, and specifying the overall condition for the execution of tests. So actually this one, the TDS is for the specified test condition and also for the approach refinement, TDS. So next, the scope. Scope is 3. For the functionality there is 3: login, register user, and manage event application. And for the user there is 3 also, same 3 also, which is student, organizer, coordinator, or admin. Okay, the reference is SRS. And next, let's go to the test design. This is the features to be tested. So inside this there are three functionality and approach refinement inside the TDS. Inside this is decision table testing. Actually there are five testing technique inside the TDS. So the first one, so inside this project I have utilized the decision table testing, use case testing, equivalent partitioning, boundary value analysis, and actually there is five the technique, and this is the state transition testing. So let's go to the login first. So inside the login I have create the table for the test condition. So the test condition ID is tcon 01001. So there is test condition and example test data. So inside the example test data is the data that we will use in the test case, in executing the test case. So I think in the login there is many, because I separate the users for the login, because there is different website the users. So there is many test condition that I have list. And next is the decision table testing. So actually the decision table testing, the way to execute the decision table testing is we need to list the condition or test condition here. So for the login for normal flow of student decision table test condition, there is 3 condition: valid username for student, valid password for student, click sign in button for student. So next there is a column for the action, which is we get from the SRS to display. The element is to display login page and redirect to home page. So actually the rules is depend on the test conditions, because the formula of the rules inside the decision table testing is 2 to the power of n, where n is the test condition. So inside this table there is 3, so the 3 test condition. so there will be 2 to the power of 3, so it will resulting 8. So as we can see, there is 8 rules, and this is the truth table, which is true false, and this is the way to list the true false. And as we can see, the rule 1 is false false false. When all is false, it still display the login page. Also same for others, except the rule 8, because all the condition is true or yes, so it will redirect the action, it will redirect to the home page. Okay, this one, there's a lot of decision table. I have created. Okay, next is the use case testing. Use case testing is just simple way. There is test condition ID, test condition, and example test data. So I just list the flow inside the SRS of the use case. So there is, and but in login I just separate the users, so it will be so many, but actually there is only main flow, and the other for alternative flow, if I'm not mistaken, for the login. Okay, next let's go to the register users. Inside the register user, I have utilized just three technique, namely equivalent partitioning, boundary value analysis, and use case testing. Actually, equivalent partitioning and boundary value analysis is complementary each other. Okay, next, this is the register user table test condition. There is 20. There's many also. So this is equivalent of partitioning. So the password character that less than or equal to 0 is invalid. The example data is no input. So the valid is the test condition of 6 or less than or equal password character is 6 between 6 to 12 character, password character. So it will be the valid range for the USEM accept the password for the register. So next is the boundary value analysis. The EP will be the range inside the range form, but the BVA, it will be the equal form. So the valid character is 6 character for the password. So 6 and 12, and other than that, it will be invalid. So next is the use case testing for the register user. So there is only 2, because there is will be 4 actually, because I separate also the users. Okay, next, this is the manage event application. There is 2 techniques only that I have utilized for this use case, namely equivalent partitioning and boundary value analysis. So the EP is for the budget. As you can see, the invalid budget is budget less than RM0, and the valid budget is between RM0 to the RM10,000. It's a valid budget, and the example test data is 1000. Okay, next is the BVA. BVA is I just equal to the 10,000, and it will be valid actually. So next is the test identification. So inside the test identification, it just like we just or we need to assign the test conditions that related to the test case. As we can see, there is test case ID and the description. The description is the objective actually, and the related test condition of the test case. Okay, inside this, for the login, as you can see, there is a lot, which is 21 test case for the login features, as you can see, and all the related test condition of the test cases of the login features. Okay, next is the register user test identification. There is 9 test cases of the register user use case. And next, the last features is the manage event application test identification. There is 25. There is 25 test cases that we execute, or the plan to execute the test case. So the feature pass fail criteria. This is the pass, and for the login, they successfully pass all of its test cases, I think. And next, I think that's all of the feature pass fail criteria table is the same actually for all the features. Okay, next, the test deliverable is just two: test design specification and test case specification. Okay, next we go to the test case specification. So inside this test case specification, there is test log, test script actually. So we go to the introduction. We have purpose, the same as the TDS, and the scope also same as TDS, reference also, but we have at the test design specification and UTHM Student Event Management System for the reference, the website. And next, let's go to the test cases. So the first, the environment is just like to assess the functionality, and the environment is the system testing actually. For the software, we have utilized Selenium IDE as the testing software to record the test script and test log. And next, the hardware is we have just utilized the laptop to run the testing software and execute the testing process. Okay, the test case. Actually, as we can see, there is 21 test cases for the login, actually, if I'm not mistaken. So this is the way to write or to list the test cases. There is test case ID, related feature ID, objective, covered test condition item, and next the column is input, test procedure or test script, expected result, actual result, pass or fail column. So the test case ID we have just take from the sign from the test identification, and related feature ID we need to observe or cross-checking with the SRS in the requirement definition or RTM. Okay, next is the objective. We just assign from the test identification description of the test cases, and cover test condition item we just list down the related test condition of the test case. Also, we just take from the sign from the test identification. So for the input, we need to inside the example test data, and the test procedure we just actually this is from the Selenium. This is the Selenium actually. As we can see, this is the way we need to insert the link of the website here, and next we just click this recording to start the test process. And actually I have I have utilized or execute all the test cases, the login. So just need to play from here. Actually it will be invalid if I'm not mistaken, because so the test log is this one. Test log is this one. Okay, you can screenshot here for the test log. As we can see, the username have a value Arif, password we have Arif section 4 add, and the button, click the sign in button, and the test case complete successfully. So we just screenshot here to attach on the test procedure or test script. So actually the expected result is from the SRS, and the actual result, the result that we observe from the execution. So as we can see, the expected result is system redirect to the home page when we refer to the SRS, but in reality the system redirect to the my account page. So actually theoretically or reality is this test case is passed for the main flow for student test case. So next, I think the same operation that we need to execute to all the test process, and also same for the test cases of the register user, the next use case. So as you can see, okay, just like this. To open project, if you have saved, it will be saved on the SIDE file extension for the test case inside the Selenium. So next I will open the file of the register user of the test case. So actually there is 9 test cases, so I just play from here to create all the, and we can screenshot this one for to attach on the test procedure and test script. So as you can see, pass. Okay, why there is many fail in the login? As we can see, because in my situation, the forget username, there is no forget username function or features inside the USEM. And also for the wrong credential more than 3 times, it will block. Inside the SRS, it says the system will block the account for the 3 hours, but in reality it's not working because there is no There is no that features. So what we can, I will give the way to answer on the forget username, because there is no features that the developer not create these features. So the answer is no test procedure can be executed, because there is no button to redirect to click forget username. There is no button for the forget username. So the answer, it will be no test procedure can be executed. So 100% is fail. So there is many fail test cases inside the login actually. So there is, I think for the test cases it's just like that, the way to execute it. And next of the test cases is the section of the test summary. So from my project that I have executed is the number of the test cases is 55. If I'm not mistaken, there is 21 from the login, 9 from the register user, and 25 from the managed event application. So from the 55 test cases, the number of passes test cases is 31 and failed test cases is 24. So the new incident introduced in current iteration is 24. So for the incident ID, this is just, we need to list down the failed test cases. Just take from the test cases and just list down. Assign the description, related requirement ID, and the status. And next is the comprehensiveness assessment. So the test coverage is for the login. We just create the graph to easily see the either pass or fail is more than the half of the total test cases. So inside this login, as we can see, the fail is exit the passes and the half of the total test cases. Okay, next, the register user. There is no fail inside the register user. All the 9 test cases are passes. And for the managed event application, there is 25 total test cases, and the pass is access the half of the total test cases, and also it also more than the failed test cases. So the result summary, is the item tests were login, register user, and manage event application USEM. The tests were conducted on the USEM. 55 test cases have been planned and executed. 43.64% of the test cases were recorded with the incidents, and 100% of the incident fixed have been deferred until next release. So I think that's all from me. Thank you for everyone for the attention for this demonstration. So I think that's all from me. Thank you everyone. I think you all understand the way and the plan to execute this project. So that's all from me. Thank you.